So, in this episode of the Intentional Midlife Mom podcast, we've got another Monday mantra for you. And this one is one that I find myself using a lot lately. And it actually comes from my friend Mel Robbins. If you've never listened to her, she is an amazing woman filled with all kinds of great ways to take back control of your thoughts, just like I teach you guys here on the podcast. And so she's got a brand new book coming out. I've not read it, but I have been using this mantra all the time, and it comes straight from her brand new book. So with that, let's jump in and get started.
Well, hey there, I am Jennifer Roskamp, a certified life coach and homeschool mom of 9 who is passionate about helping women just like you embrace the here and now while also being focused on creating the life you actually want. As a midlife mom in her 40s, about to be a mom in my 50s, I've realized that it's so easy to lose yourself in caring for your family, your home, and all the things. Until one day you realize you're not even sure who you are anymore or what you even want in life. So on this podcast, we're going to work on managing yourself well so that you can manage all of the other things and people well too. So let's dive into what it means to manage your home, your time, your family, and yourself well. This is the Intentional Midlife Mom podcast.
So this two-word mantra comes straight from a brand new Mel Robbins book. Now, I have not read Mel Robbins' new book. She has a lot of great books. I have read her books in the past, but this two-word phrase is the title of her book, and I'm seeing advertisements for her book all over the place. And so this is probably why this two-word phrase has been top of mind when I have found it so helpful to use in my own life, with my coaching clients, with my kids, with my adult kids especially, who are navigating difficult situations, right? They're living in the adult world now, and that is hard, right? It's hard for us. It's hard for us in our 50s to live in the real world, right? But we're also, as moms in our 50s, we're helping our kids, our adult kids, learn how to navigate in the world. And again, as a coach to many, many, many women, I find myself using this phrase with them too. Now, one of the things that's always important to remember is that, of course, we don't live on a deserted island. And what that means is that we live in a world with other people. And I talk about it all the time with my coaching clients. I talk about it all the time here. I talk about it all the time on Instagram, any place else where you see me teaching. I remind people, as I'm coaching them, I remind women that we can't control other people. We can't control their thoughts. We can't control their words. We can't control their actions. We can't control how they treat us. But what we can control is how their actions and even the way that they treat us, how that affects us. And we've all been in situations where other people have done things that harm us. Maybe not necessarily in a, very profound way, but people say and do things that hurt us. People say and do things that disappoint us and frustrate us and make life more difficult for us. These things all happen. And there are plenty of times where we've been in situations where we can actually see that other people are doing things maybe to manipulate us. Maybe they're trying to manipulate us. Maybe they're intentionally trying to bring us harm in some way. Or maybe it's unintentional, but it still affects us. And it can be so, so hard. And so this two-word phrase does a really good job of reminding us what they do doesn't have to impact us unless we let it. And what I'm talking about is that internal impact, because that's really the impact that matters. There's a lot of times where other people say or do things and it hurts us. And that's a normal human response. It is totally natural to feel hurt sometimes by the things that other people do. But what we don't want is to stay in that hurt. We don't want to stay in a place where the actions or the words or even the thoughts that other people share with us, we don't want to entertain. We don't want to stay parked in the feelings of hurt and disappointment and frustration that these things might initially cause. We want to be able to, again, we can't control other people, And that means we don't have to allow other people to control us either. And the main way we don't want people to control us and don't want to allow other people to control us is when our emotions, the emotions that come as a result, are ones that are not helpful to us. And so this 2-word phrase is one that I find myself using with myself, a good reminder to myself, to my coaching clients, to my kids, to friends, to people that I just talked to. It's such a great 2-word mantra. It's such a great concept. It's such a great way to take back control of your own thoughts and your own emotions. So here it is. Let them. Let them. If someone wants to say or do something that isn't in your best interest, let them. If someone wants to say or do something that isn't a good idea, let them. If someone wants to say or do something that you can foresee, I don't know if that's the way that I would handle that. And you can even verbalize that with them sometimes. But at the end of the day, their choices are theirs. And so let them make their own choices. Let them choose how they are going to behave. And let them choose how they are going to treat you, because you don't have another choice anyway. Let them choose how they are going to treat you, and you get to decide how you are going to respond to that. This is a very brief overview of really what boundaries are when we talk about boundaries with other people. But let them, right? Somebody is doing something that is going to cause a problem for you. Again, you can't stop them. So let them. Let them. Let them do that. Let them say that. Let them make that choice. You will respond appropriately. The things that other people do are not things that you need to take ownership of. You don't need to take responsibility for those. And you don't need to allow them to affect your thoughts or your emotions. You are in charge of your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, your words. Everybody else is in charge of their own, and how they choose to use their thoughts, their words, their emotions, their thoughts. That is up to them. So let them. When someone says something that hurts, let them. When someone says something that disappoints or does something that disappoints you, let them. That's not to say that you can't have a different conversation about it, and we can't try to resolve feelings of disappointment. Not saying that by any means. But that initial, and especially when we're in a situation where we can't say or do anything in response to a situation with someone else, let them. Remind yourself, let them. Let them, let them, let them. Focus on you. Let them do them. That's what I had for you today. Make it a great week.